Rash on the Valley's Best Rock, 105.1 The Blaze. So I've lived in my new place now for about 3 months, and I already have a beef with the guy who lives behind me. It's time for Who's the Jerk.
Look what you did, you little jerk!
499-1051, that's the phone number I need you to call to let me know if I'm being an a-hole. You can also go to the Morning Blaze Facebook page and weigh in there. Now, I had all kinds of problems with the guy who lived behind me at my previous house, but that guy was a world-class a-hole. I don't think my new neighbor is quite on that level, but we're not off to a great start. Okay, so here's the problem. I know that my dogs can be barkers, and I'm always very self-conscious of that. I don't want my neighbors being upset if my dogs bark, so I'm on my dogs. If they start yammering, I'm out there yelling at them. I've got deterrents set up that stop them from barking, and they've been pretty well trained to quiet down if I snap at them or whatever it may be. Now, the guy who lives behind me doesn't seem to care quite as much, and he also has 2 fairly large dogs that bark all night. So I took matters into my own hands, and I got myself, I don't know if you've seen these or not, they're little bark box deterrents. It's like a little birdhouse that you hang from a tree, and it's got a sensor in it, and when it picks up the sound of a dog bark, it releases kind of like a dog whistle that they don't like, and it stops them from barking. It doesn't hurt them. There's no pain. It's just they don't like the sound, so they quiet down. It's typically how it works. Well, it was working fabulously for about a week, and then somehow the guy who lives behind me realized what I had done, and apparently he has a problem with it because he is under the impression that I am injuring his dogs, which is not how this works. He says because his dogs whimper now, because that's what they do, and so they've realized that they can't bark because the bark triggers the sensor, so they just do this like kind of low-key whiny sound, which is just as annoying as barking, but it's not loud enough to penetrate the walls of my home, so I'm okay with it. He told me to take the birdhouse down. I told him to take a hike. So I ask you, who's being the jerk here? Me, for bark monitoring my neighbor's dogs, or him for just not seeming to care that his dogs are a nuisance? We're living in a society here. 499-1051. You tell me, was I out of line? I didn't put anything in his yard. I mean, it affects my dogs, too. It's not my fault he's got weenie dogs. 499-1051. You can also go to the Morning Blaze Facebook page and weigh in there. Who's the jerk?
Your neighbor's the jerk.
Okay.
Because he can't even look up anything on the internet about what the bark boxes actually are. And if he looked it up, then he would be a better informed dog owner.
Right. And he should be doing something to try to monitor his dog's behavior, right? Be a better dog parent.
Exactly.
I did nothing. I have done nothing wrong. In fact,
No.
I should be heralded by my other neighbors for quieting his dogs down.
Yeah, you should, because nobody wants to listen to those stupid dogs trapped in a backyard at night.
Right.
It's getting too cold out. Bring them inside.
That's a whole other thing I was going to get to later. Why are they outside at night? It's cold out there, brother. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Well, for one, is he an older man? Is he old?
No, I think we're about the same age. He's not old. He's not like old crotchety
Okay.
guy.
So that rolls out being overcompensating for like, but nah.
Universal
It could
sound
be-
of old
I think
man.
You handled it. I think you handled it very well because it could be worse and could be back when we were kids. It's like, oh, just go get the pellet gun, son.
Oh, dude. See, okay, I mentioned the guy who used to live behind me. He didn't shoot my dog with a pellet gun, but he would shoot him with the hose through the fence. That's how you end up fighting. I'm coming over the fence.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think your neighbor's the jerk, for sure, absolutely. We have 3 dogs. Our neighbors have one large dog that barks a lot, and it's really annoying, but when they hear him bark, they'll holler at him or bring him inside. And I'm wondering, why aren't your neighbor's dogs inside at night?
You know what? You're the second person to say the same thing. I was going to get into that later. It's getting cold outside. Bring those dogs inside. That's another reason he's a jerk.
He's already abusing them. Take them inside. Your bird box isn't going to harm them any more than being out in the freezing cold, so he just should take them inside.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're not the jerk, Rash.
Thank you
Bye.
very much. All right. General consensus is I am not the jerk. All right. I am actually a neighborhood hero for calming these dogs down. I don't think they're bad dogs. I really don't. I just think they're cold and they're being mistreated. And he needs to do a better job of taking care of his pets. They're part of the family, sir. And maybe if you treated them like it, I wouldn't have to put that sensor out there to begin with. You can keep weighing in on the Facebook page if you want. Just check us out. It's Morning Blaze on Facebook.
The Blaze.